Alright guys, so I already recorded this video once, but it was in the morning on the way here, and it was dark, and you could see me, but the camera quality was pretty horrible, so I'm gonna go ahead and redo it. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a rundown, like a 1 through 5 with maybe some extra honorable mentions of mods to do before mods you can do before you tune your car. And this, so the reason I wanted to do this is because a lot of people get their car and it's the whole aspect of tuning might be intimidating for a couple reasons. One, you just have no idea what you're doing, which obviously you're not going to be tuning it most likely, but just you don't even know where to start with it. And two, it's expensive, you know, and there's different tuning options, but all in all they all end up being expensive. So in reality, my very first tune, or my very first mod on this car would be an access port. But since we're not talking about tuning at all, it's not going to be an access port. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. My number one thing would probably be a axle back exhaust. Now for exhaust, you do not need, so let me back up here. So I have a video out there that tells you what mods you need a tune for. So if you're wondering that, if you're watching this video with that, wanting that information, that's not this video. Go check out my channel, go look at my older videos. I've got one that talks about mods you need a tune for. When do you need a tune on your Subaru? This is not that. So I would start out, my number one mod would be an axle back exhaust. That just removes your muffler and it really brings out the rumble in your Subaru, which everybody wants. It does not require a tune. Exhaust work, cat back exhaust work does not require a tune. Does not change your airflow at all. So get rid of that muffler. There's all kinds of different axle backs out there. I have a nameless axle back, which it's just a pipe about this long that just bolts up where your muffler bolted up. So you unbolt your muffler, drop that out, and then bolt this pipe up. It was like $100. I don't know how much it is now. When I bought it, it was $100. Now there's all kinds of different cat backs or axle backs out there, and some are going to be more expensive. Some are going to have mufflers. Some are going to have your dual pipes coming out. This is just a single. So there's tons of them out there. We'll move on to number 2, and I'm going to say wheels. And so I'm going to include coilovers with wheels, just because. I mean, those two things are like super obvious things. So instead of taking up 2 of my spots with wheels and coilovers, I'm just going to say wheels and coilovers are lumped into one. Now, I actually do not have coilovers. I have wheel spacers. So I really wanted that more aggressive look. The tires I have on my wheels are stretched a little bit, not much, just a little bit. So basically the way I have it set up is that my the top corner of my tire is basically flush with the fender, and then my wheel sticks out from the fender. So I've got 1-inch wheel spacers. I think they're 1-inch wheel spacers on here that just give me that aggressive look, and it makes the car look lower because my tire is right under the fender. Now with that being said, on really big bumps I will rub. It's not bad, it's not peeling my tires away or anything. It's just on big bumps you can hear it rub. So I have had people comment like, what suspension you got on there? And I'll tell them stock suspension, and they're like, stock suspension? No way. And it's just those wheel spacers make it look a whole lot better when a set of nice coilovers, and I'm not buying cheap coilovers. So for the meantime, I just spaced it out, and I kind of like the way it looks. You know, I do like the way it looks. I go back and forth on getting coilovers. I will at some point, just not right now. I'm fine with that look. So anyway, number 2 we'll call wheels. Wheels just give your car that aftermarket look, gives it that edge on all the stock cars out there. And if you're going for that aftermarket look, wheels are pretty important. Plus, they'll make your car handle better. I mean, you're gonna get, the wheels I have on here are 9.5 wide, so they're 18 by 9.5 wide, and having wider wheels and wider tires is obviously going to give you more grip, and side to side is going to handle better because your tires are going to be a little bit more lower profile, so you don't have that movement in the tire side to side, you know. So all right, we'll go ahead and move on to number 3. I'm trying to remember. So when I recorded this earlier in the dark, I didn't have this rehearsed or wrote down or anything, and I really liked how it came out in this morning. But so now I'm trying to like recreate what I said this morning. It's got me messed up. But number 3, I'm gonna go ahead and say a front lip. I would just go with a $100 eBay or Amazon front lip, because you're probably going to crack it at some point, and you really don't, especially if you're on coilovers and you're lowered, you're going to hit stuff and break it, and you don't want to do that to a $2,000 front lip. And the $100 front lips they look, you could say, just as good as the real expensive ones. You know, they achieve the same goal, but obviously the more expensive ones are going to be more aggressive and be more functional, you know. But the front lip just gives that front end that more aggressive lower look, and once again, not having coilovers, the front lip makes my car lower like it would have coilovers, you know. With the front lip, I'm going to go ahead and mention the bumper rods. You know, I just bought some cheap ones off of Amazon, and I bolted them to the front lip and then bolted it up like to a hole in the bumper, and just once again gave it that more aggressive race look and aftermarket, just way more aftermarket, you know. So we'll say number 4 could be the side skirt extensions. Same thing, I just bought cheap ones off of Amazon. I think they were like 150 bucks, and that's gonna give you that lower look. They just fit right up. You self-tapper them up into your side skirts, and they look great. What did I have for number 5? So I brought it into the interior of the car, and I guess I'll go ahead and say number 5 could be a short throw shifter. Now this car came with a Cartboy short throw shifter, so I really can't compare it to what stock feels like. I've heard it's a super long throw on these cars, but honestly I can't compare it because I've never had stock. I will say that short throws they usually make it real notchy, like OEM stuff, like your gear just kind of like falls into place, you know. Well, that's not how short throws are. Short throws make it more notchy, more stiff, and obviously make your throw a lot shorter. So for a drivability mods are always fun because that's where you spend all the time. You're in the car driving, you're touching your shifter all the time. So that'd be a good one, a short throw shifter. So just some honorable mentions, staying in the interior. I got a Android iDoing head unit in my car. It's huge, it's touchscreen, Apple CarPlay. I love it. It's my most used thing on the car because I'm always in the car listening to music, podcast, whatever. You know, you can even watch YouTube on it if you have an internet connection. So I would definitely say an aftermarket head unit would be a good was only like $300, with it being a Chinese head unit. And so far it's great. I have zero complaints. I have an install video on it. I have a review, I think a 6-month or 1-year review video on it. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check that out. I did mention headlights and taillights in my honorable mentions in Rev 1. Well, I guess this is Rev 1, but in the original, you know. So my goal for this video is obviously pre-tune, but a lot of the time people, like I said, don't want to tune the car because of money. They want to see what they can do on a budget. So I'm trying to keep all these mods kind of budget as well. None of these are super expensive. Now, you can go real expensive on all these options I've said, but what I've done is the more budget way, and just because I was building it on a budget, you know. And I do have a full how to build your Subaru on a budget video that you can go look. This is stage 3. So I've done stage 3 on a pretty decent budget, probably the best budget you can do with still buying new parts. So anyway, back to the headlights and taillights. Mine are both Amazon. I bought both of them on Amazon for like $300 a piece, like $300 for the set, $300 for headlights, $300 for taillights. You know, so I do have a video on that. I just posted before this one, I think, a 1-year review video on that, because it's Amazon. People are always afraid to buy the Amazon part because they're cheap. You can check out my videos on it if you want to see the quality of it. So I do also have the ones I bought linked in the description of that video, so go check that out if you're interested. What else we got? So that's all. That would be my recommendations for a pre-tune mod list 1 through 5. If I were doing it without tuning. Now, most people would say like a cold air intake, but you have to have a tune with a cold air intake, especially if you have a turbo, because that changes your airflow. And the way these mass airflow sensors work on these cars is they can't compensate enough fuel and whatnot for that mod. So really anything that's changing your engine's airflow, you need a tune for. So kind of stuck with the cosmetic stuff, because if you're building your car pre-tune, you're probably just wanting to make it look and sound cool. You really don't care about performance, because I mean you gotta jump into the tune aspect for performance. So where was I going with that? So anyway, I was just gonna say, obviously I stuck mostly with cosmetic stuff, so that was kind of my thought process on that. Now there's tons of other cosmetic stuff you can do on it, but in this scenario, that was my top 5. So if you guys want, maybe I'll post like a Alright, so for some reason my video cut out. I'm having a hell of a time recording this video for some reason. Maybe it's a sign I shouldn't post it. I don't know. Anyway, I was just saying, if you guys want me to make more videos like this, like if you guys want me to make a post-tune mod list video, I can. Now that's opening up a huge can of worms. I mean, you can go tons of different routes after you tune. So that'd be a broad list, but anyway, let me know if you guys liked this video. I would like to post more of these talking videos, but I don't want it to take up the time of posting regular working on car videos. So my thought is to make 1 or 2 videos a week. Now this is going to fill up my schedule, but make 1 or 2 videos a week of just working on a car, like installing parts, and then make 1 video a week like this, just talking about something. And then every day. I've been doing it for like 8 or 9 years, and I would love to be able to share that with you guys on this channel. I don't want to make a whole separate channel, you know. So if that'd be something that you guys would like to see, the reason I haven't done it yet is because I'm afraid it might run some of you car guys off, you know. But I wouldn't let it take up any time from my car content, you know. They say you're supposed to stick with one topic on a channel, but I don't know. I mean, cars and working out are two big parts of my life, and I'd love to have them both wrapped up in one. So if you guys would like to see more workout content, I know probably most of you probably won't do this, but please do me a favor and leave me some type of comment below, like a freaking thumbs up, yes, no, thumbs down. Just leave me a comment below so I know if any of you would be interested in that, because I would love to post that. And maybe I'm going to post it and just see how the outcome is. But I'd love to get your guys' blessing on that first. So anyway, I hope this video was able to help some of you out, maybe motivate some of you, inform you. If you want to see more of my content, feel free to subscribe. If you like this video, take a second and like it, because that does help me out, especially being as small as I am on the channel. So do me a favor and like and subscribe if you want. And oh yeah, one more thing, if you guys are into the workout stuff, I have a discount code now with Action Sledge, the supplement company. These are the best supplements quality wise that I have ever taken in my 8 years of lifting. So I have a discount code now. If you want to check out Action Sledge, or if you already order Action Sledge, that discount code is JROBIN10, JROBIN 10, and that'll get you 10% off. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you're still watching at this point. Thank you so much, and stay tuned. I'll catch you in the next one.